Welcome to Behind the Ride with the Coal Collective. Now, this is a video which I didn't actually ever think that I would have to produce. It was never on the content plan per se, but then coronavirus probably wasn't on the world content plan, was it? So it's hit us hard. We're in the French Pyrénées, we're on complete lockdown. It's been about a week and a half without getting outside on the bike, so starting to go a bit stir crazy, as I'm sure many of you are as well. And I've been coming up with all sorts of creative ways of staying fit, staying motivated, and not crawling off the ceiling. So my latest one is a virtual ride of the Col de Tourmalet. I can actually see the summit of the climb, the Pic de Midi from the house. So every time I normally leave, it looks and gives me a wink and a smile. But today I'm gonna get out in the courtyard and see if I can do a virtual ride of the western face of the Tourmalet. I've got the Wahoo Kickr and the Kickr Climb. So I'm gonna sync those up. I'm gonna plot the route, get everything set up outside, and then see how it feels compared to the real McCoy. Now ready, set up to take on the Tourmalet. We're going to select the route that we want to do, and we're going to simulate the Tourmalet from Luçon-sur-Eure. Even got a nice star by it, so we're off. And now when you go through onto the map, you can see that we're actually just leaving Luz. That's pretty cool. And if you zoom back, this is what we're going to do. We're going to climb up to 2,115 meters and then descend down the other side. Everything's integrated now, so Kickr Climb's going to ramp up the gradient just like it would in real life. I'm sort of looking ahead. You can see the Tourmalet over to the right. So I've never done this before. I want to see how it actually feels, if it's anything like the real thing. So let's go and find out. First section, actually a bit of a grind. The road's straight, 8-9%, exactly what we got on the screen as well. So quite realistic. This is the part on the actual climb where you've just got to use your mental focus and, much like today, visualize the beauty of the mountains ahead. Tourmalet from the west, the climb, I like to break down into three pieces. The first section, that early drag out of Luz, and then you get to Bar Edge, which we're actually just approaching now. I can see on the screen. And there's another quite a steep kicker there, and then you've actually got two choices. You've got the new Tourmalet road, or you can take the old Tourmalet road, which it's a lot quieter because it's only open to cyclists. Not many cyclists around here today, obviously, but I've just ramped up that Bar Edge part I was saying about, up to 12%. As we leave the village, you've got about a kilometre to catch your breath. Today, I'm going to take you on that magical mystery tour. I'm going to take the old Tourmalet road, keeping that visualisation, dreaming of those big mountain peaks. So a bit of an update on stats. Just over 40 minutes of riding. We've got 10.2k on the clock. So it tallies up exactly with where we take that right-hander onto the old Tourmalet road. I can see on the profile we're halfway, and we're just shy of 1500 meters as well. So all in all, it's pretty accurate. This is where the Tourmalet really starts to shine. Climbing up on that old balcony road. You see the new one off to our left, super inspirational. All the history and heritage that goes with the Tourmalet, all in the virtual world today, but having a lot of fun nonetheless. What I really like about this setup, it takes all the thinking out of it. You can get on your bike and train. I can see the gradients shifting, 8.4, 8.3, 8, 8.6, synced up with the Kickr Climb. Just does all the work for you. Well, not literally, still got a pedal, but don't have to worry about trying to elevate the front end or simulate a climb and following a route. It's interactive and entertaining at the same time. So one of the hardest things when you're training on a static bike is just to stay motivated. So any help that's out there is often very welcome during the winter months or times of adversity as we face at the moment. So anyway, I'm at 10.5% and finding it a little tricky to talk as well, so I'm going to get back to the climb. Just emerged back onto the D918, onto the main road. We're at 9%. We've got 4Ks to go if we're doing this in real money. You can get your first glimpses of the Pic de Midi as well. You can actually see it watching over me all afternoon, but we're at 1800 meters elevation. I'm going to use this section. We're at 9%, but I know it's going to flatten out a bit in a couple of Ks. And if anyone's ridden the Tourmalet, on this part you get wonderful views of the Pic de Midi. We can see it, it's spying on us today, but you get it from another angle. And if you've ridden it from the west, you know you've got to keep a little bit back because the last kilometre on the Tourmalet is a little bit fruity. Got that little easy section, 2Ks from the summit, before we hook a right-hander, and then you've got the whole of the valley over to your right, but you're at about 8-9%, so it's well worth making most of the easier section now before it ramps back up again. I know what we've got to come. Just over 2,000 meters elevation, so last K's at 10%. I know that it's not going to give me much respite now, just like in real life. Now's the time to give it everything. We got nearly 1,400 meters elevation climbed, 2,050 meters elevation. We're actually at 400, but the way I'm breathing certainly feels like I'm above 2,000 meters. I'll tell you that for nothing. Right at the summit, 1,400 meters elevation climbed. We're just approaching 2,100 meters altitude, 11.5%, spot on. That's it. cresting the top. Ooh, big downhill coming up. So that was quite an experience. Take a moment to catch my breath a bit. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, as far as virtual rides go, I've had the benefit to ride the Tourmalet a few times, and doing it on the static trainer and following the gradient, not only is it entertaining, but it's a damn good workout. Of course, it's not going to be comparable to the real thing exactly, but if you're training for an event, training for a holiday, anything like that, then you can go a lot further afield than just doubling down and setting some routes and loading them up on the head unit and following them as part of your training routine. So not sure how long this lockdown's going to last, but I've got a feeling maybe a few Pyrenean monsters out there to be tackled yet. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Till the next time, I got a long descent now to enjoy, so peace out, ride safe, stay healthy, stay home and enjoy.